recording, shouldn't I? Yeah. Let's go ahead and... There we go. Last time I forgot, during one of the Varro concerts, I forgot to record, so I had to get extraneous footage of me just sitting there so I could overlay it with the actual performance. It was super awkward. So, questo, quella, sure thing, Clem. Yes, let me add that in. So the gist of today is you are my stage directors. You are the ones who decide what I will sing. And hopefully, for singing at 11 a.m., I will be able to do it. So, we're going to start with a request from Carrie. I'm going to start with one of my favorite pieces, the Spinning Song by... let me get rid of the Storytelling Princess here. Go away, yes. By Hubbard Miller. So, part of this opera karaoke thing is that you also get to hear me talk about these things. Haha, it was a trap all along. Give me 1 second. I need to prop my microphone to get to the right height. There we go. So, Hubbard Miller. Hubbard Miller was a really cool guy. He was a composer, but he was also a full-fledged cowboy and an electrical engineer. And he had his heyday in the 60s and 70s. Now, the classical music, you can say that the classical music field at the time was incredibly snobbish in the side of composers. At that moment, you had one of the modern schools that had eschewed, oh gosh, guys, they're coming for me. They're coming for me. They're coming to take me away. I don't know if you can hear the sirens in the background, but they were eschewing traditional harmony and melody, and they were trying to be super interesting and intellectual and write music that nobody really liked, but which everybody said was very interesting. Hubbard Miller was not one of those composers. He said, to hell with that. And he composed music that he thought he wanted to hear. And it's very melodic, very, very harmonic, traditional harmonies. So, of course, the academia didn't like it, but most people loved it. And I love his music. It has fallen by the wayside, unfortunately, because the classical music establishment kind of ignored him. But I'm trying to get his music out in front of people. So I am so happy that Carrie requested this one, because now we're going to hear the Spinning Song. Because it is so rare, his music is so rare, you can't really find recordings of accompaniment. Gosh, what is going on out there? And so I had to do my own arrangement of the music using synthesizers. And I decided to go ahead and do it sort of retro style, Doctor Who style, because Delia Derbyshire and all of the other composers who worked on the Doctor Who series in the 60s and 70s were kind of electronic music pioneers. So kind of like Hub Miller in a way. So, without further ado, as I drink one gulp of water, stay hydrated, we will begin with the Spinning Song. Where is it? I swear it was here. Oh, here we go. Oh gosh, I hope this is not the... Okay, let's see. Sheep make a lamb, lamb make a skin, skin make a fur, fur make a wool, wool make a yarn, yarn make a cloth, cloth make a present for you. See the world spin, 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 see the world spin, 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 see the world spin. Field had a tree, tree had a nest, nest had an egg, egg had a bird, bird had to fly, didn't know why, bird had to sing a song too. As the bird flew, he sang, hear the bird spin, sing, sing, see the the world spin. When the time comes you are alone, dark is the night, cold is the wind, empty the heart, empty the soul, empty the hands, my friend. So light up the fire, put on the tea, let the dark something inside you come out and be free to fly into the night and die. Let the fire burn, burn, burn. Let the wheel turn, turn, turn. Let the birds sing, sing, sing. Let the world spin. Bees make a buzz, fleas make a bite. Love turns a great many wrongs into right. Poets weave words into their songs, weavers string poets along. Let the cruel words now fly through the sharp needle's eye. Weavers and poets cry, but while their fingers fly, like a bright bird they sing. Let the world spin, 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 spin away. And that was, oops, let's see here. That I got some more requests to add. Let's see. Okay. I see quite a lot of you have requested Comfort G. I should have never told that story, shouldn't I? Let's see. La donna è mobile. Let me go ahead and add it here. I'll probably sing that towards the end when I'm more warmed up. And the Pearl Fishers duet. Okay. And let's see. Omo Ida. Okay, I like that one too. Just gotta find it here. Omo Ida. Where the music comes from. Okay, you know what? We started up with American composer. Let's go on with an American composer. Dex has requested Where the Music Comes From by one of my favorite American composers. His name is Lee Hoiby. And he was, like my other favorite composer, Kurt Weill. My favorite American composers for art song are Kurt Weill, Lee Hoiby, and Richard Huntley. And all three of them have the very... guys... so I accidentally just teleported myself home. So don't mind me. I'm bringing myself back. Instead of hitting Control H, I hit Control Shift H for some reason. So, you know, live music, live performance. But as I was saying... I'm a runaway performer. Okay. Let me just find my chair again. I have an invisible chair that I sit on. We've all done it, yes. Who has not teleported home in the middle of a performance? Happens in real life too, you know. And I can't see my invisible chair because it's invisible. There's a fault in this. Okay. I'm just going to stand here until I can get... So while I wait for my chair to appear to me, because it's not showing up, bizarrely enough. Oh, there it is. Okie dokie. Now I'm there. So as I was saying, Lee Hoiby is one of my favorite American composers, and he, along with Richard did a wonderful mixture of bridging classical, jazz, and musical theater. And so, where the music comes from is a perfect example of how he combines these musical theater sensitivities with the depth of a classical musician. This is a poem written by Lee Hoiby himself, and that he set to music. In the past, I've mentioned that art song is usually a poem that a composer read and really liked and set to music. In many cases, composers also write their own poems when they are good wordsmiths, and such is the case of Lee Hoiby. So let's see where the music comes from. Where I did it, okay, here you go.
I want to be where the music comes from, where the clock stops, where it's now. I want to be with the friends around me who have found me, who show me how. I want to sing to the early morning, see the sunlight melt the snow, and spirit here inside me where it lies. I want to listen till I can hear it, let it guide me and realize that I can go with the flow unending, that is blending, that is real, and I want to feel. From cities, far from fear, I want to talk to the growing garden, to the devas, to the deer, and to be one with the river flowing, breezes blowing, sky above.
And that was, of course, Lee Hoiby. Let me go ahead and delete the ones that I have sung, so I know. And now we're going to go to another request by Kari. She really likes, thank you, Your Highness. She really likes this piece by Schubert. I got her hooked on Schubert, which is great. Schubert is an excellent gateway drug. This is from Schubert's song cycle. What is a song cycle? Well, a song cycle, we've talked about that an art song, a lied, a chanson, are what happens when a composer doesn't compose an opera or a musical or an oratorio, but just likes a poem and decides to set that poem to music. So it's a self-contained little unit. Well, what happens if a composer really likes a whole bunch of poems by a poet? Well, he decides to set them to music. Well, that's called a song cycle. In German would be a Liederkreis. The German word for song, art song, is Lied, and for the collection is Lieder, and a song cycle is a Liederkreis, literally a circle of songs, which I think is a cool name for a punk band. So this piece comes from one of Schubert's masterpieces. Schubert was the king of the Lieder and of the song cycle. And he was incredibly prolific, and he composed many emblematic song cycles that are still sung to this day. One of his most famous ones is the Schöne Müllerin, the beautiful Miller Maid. And this is the song Wohin, which is where, which it is a young man being led to by the sound of the brook to where he will meet the woman that he loves. Because this is German poetry, it does not end happily. But for this moment, he is just content to follow the brook. Now, one thing I love about this piece is that Schubert does a wonderful work of showing off the motion of the brook in the right hand of the piano. So let me see where I put that. Wohin, Franz Schubert. Okay, piano accompaniment in G major, because that's the key. Okay. And this is a request for Kari. This is when no. Oh, okay. Too loud. Hold on. Let me start it again with a little bit more. Back, lower volume. Okay.
Ich hört ein Bächlein rauschen, voll aus den Felsen Quell. Hinab zum Tale rauschen, so frisch und von der Hill. Ich weiß nicht, wie mir wurde, nicht jeden Rat mir gab. Ich musste auch hinunter mit meinem Wanderstab. Ich musste auch hinunter mit meinem Wanderstab. Hinunter und immer weiter und immer dem Bache nach. Und immer heller rauschte und immer heller der Bach. Und immer heller rauschte und immer heller der Bach. Ist das denn meine Straße? O Bächlein, spricht wohin? Wohin, spricht wohin? Du hast mit deinem Rauschen mir ganz berauscht den Sinn. Du hast mit deinem Rauschen mir ganz berauscht den Sinn. Was sag ich denn von Rauschen? Das kann kein Rauschen sein. Es singen wohl die Nixen tief unter ihre Rein. Es singen wohl die Nixen tief unter ihren Rein. Lass singen, Gesell, lass rauschen und wandre fröhlich nach. Es gehen ja Mühlenröde in jedem klärenden Bach. Es gehen ja Mühlenröde in jedem klärenden Bach. Lass singen, Gesell, lass rauschen und wandre fröhlich nach, fröhlich nach, fröhlich nach.
And thank you, Carrie. And that was Wohin from die Schöne Müllerin. Now we are going to go on to the next request. Let's see. Clem requested Questa o Quella, which I will now sing for you because it's time to get a little bit Verdi. Let's go ahead and let me delete Wohin so it doesn't clutter my spinning song already done. Wohin, okay. Questa o Quella. So, let's talk a little bit about the Duke of Mantua in Rigoletto. He is he's an absolutely horrible human being. But tenors love to sing it because we don't get to sing villains very often. We're usually like the sappy idiots, the romantic leads. So we seldom get to flex our acting muscles with a villain. And the Duke of Mantua is as villainous as you can get without being Iago. He is a total bastard. He is, of course, a man in power who abuses his power. I mean, totally novel concept, but It's sad because it's true. But he also uses that power to take advantage of women. He seduces them under false names. Once he has sealed the deal, so to speak, he moves on to another conquest, leaving the other one heartbroken. So as we open up this is the first thing the man sings, and the first thing you hear in the opera, so you know exactly what kind of guy you're dealing with. The Duke is talking about how one lady or another is just all the same to him, and he defies the watchful eyes of husbands and boyfriends alike, like the watchful eyes of Argo. He gets very poetic, but he's still a bastard. So here we go, Questa Quella. This one is always hard for me to sing online because there's moments where you're supposed to stretch, like, and normally the conductor follows you to see, but you don't do that online. So if at one point I get out of sync because I forget just how rigorous the accompaniment is, I hope you will indulge me in that, because unfortunately I cannot afford an orchestra to sing for you. But here we go. Honey. Okay. That was my husband snoring in the background. Here we go.
Questo quella per me pari sono a quant'altre d'intorno mi vedo. Dal mio cuore l'impero non cielo, meglio ad una che ad altra beltà. La costoro bellezza è qual dono di chi il pato l'impiora la vita. S'oggi questo mi torna candita, forse un'altra, domani lo sarà un'altra, forse un'altra, domani lo sarà.
Like there.
La Costanza tirata nel cuore di testiamo qual morbo crudele. Son chi vuole si servi fedele, non l'amor se non v'è libertà. Ne mariti il geloso furore, delle amanti le smanie derido. Anco d'argo i cento che di sfido, se mi punge una qualche beltà, una qualche beltà.
Thank you, Mary. And yeah, the Duke is a bit of a hostage. Let's take Questo Quella out. That leaves us with comfort you. Okay, so since we are in Rigoletto land, I do have, thank you, Clem, I do have another request from Rigoletto, which is, of course, La Donna è Mobile, which is the most famous aria from that opera. Do you know, Giuseppe Verdi knew exactly what as the kids say, thank you, Dex, as the kids say nowadays, what a bop he had in his hot little hands, because during rehearsals of Rigoletto, thank you, Liberty, he would command the orchestra and the singers to never ever sing La Donna è Mobile outside of the theater. If anyone needed to rehearse it, then they would have to come to the theater, because he didn't want anyone to hear it before the opening of Rigoletto. And that's because Giuseppe Verdi was very, very clever about that. It was the same thing with the chorus of Hebrew slaves in, So, let's go ahead in Nabucco. Yes, it was Nabucco. No, I'm not singing that because that's a chorus number. But, so now we're going to go, I'm going to drink water, and we're going to do La Donna è Mobile. And we'll see if my high B is there at, what time is it? 11:27 a.m.
donna è mobile, quale pioma al vento, mota d'argento e di pensiero, sempre un amabile, leggiato viso, in pianto e riso e menzognero. La donna è mobile, qual pioma al vento, mota d'argento e di pensier. E di pensier. E di pensier.
Don't tempt me.
E sempre missero chi a lei s'affida, chi lei convida, ma cauto il cuore, ormai non sente sì felice a pieno, chi cul quel seno non liba amore. La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, ma d'argento e di pensier. E di pensier. E di pensier.
Now I'm trying to think of parodies that I...
I swore I rest this here, now it's gone forever. Oh, the asset server did screw me over.
I'll think of something. So that was La Donna è Mobile. So now that we're on this high kick of... And don't forget to request, because I only have like, let's see, 1, 2, 3 requests left. So if you want to hear more things, request them now so I can add them to my little billboard thing. Because both Liberty, Clam, let's see. I will be doing, yes, oh, so the hovering thing, click me for program notes and group invite. That will give you a note card with a list of all the things that I am capable of singing today, said he with extreme confidence. So just go ahead and click it. You'll get a note card and send me a message with what you want me to sing. So let's see, I got the spinning song done. So now, I wonder if I should do this right now. Maybe I should. Oh no, we're going to go ahead and do the French. We're going to do le français, un peu. Oh, Krim just sent me something. Yes. Yes. Mary, I may do a concert closer to Halloween with stuff from the Rocky Horror, like I'm Going Home and science fiction double feature. So keep an eye out for that. But now we have two people have requested this. Aumont Ida. This is from Jacques Offenbach's La Belle Hélène. And I'll set the scene. Picture it. Ancient Troy. The year is BC. Give me 1 second. Comfort ye every valley. PDF. So this is, you could say that this is a parody of the war, of the history of the War of Troy. Because, and I'll tell you why it is a parody, in the straightforward myth, you have three goddesses who, after being tempted by a golden apple thrown by the goddess Discord, or as I introduce her, to the goddess Eris, and goddess of discord and other chat servers, the apple has "for the fairest" inscribed on it. So, of course, Athena, Aphrodite, and Hera are all fighting about who is the fairest of them all. And they can't come to any conclusion as to which of the goddesses will keep will keep the apple. And so they decide that a passing prince who is also a shepherd, it's a little bit uncertain. Sometimes Greeks they multi-classed. Prince / shepherd must be an interesting prestige class if you think about it. Goodness knows Marie Antoinette tried that. Didn't turn out well for her. No, but I digress. So they each one asks him to choose which one is the fairest. And of course, these are Greek goddesses, so they don't play fair. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, who does not have the wisdom to stay out of a beauty pageant with Aphrodite, offers Paris, incredible wisdom. Hera offers him power. And Aphrodite offers him the hand of the most beautiful woman in the world. And of course, Prince Paris is handsome. He is young. He is 20 years old. So, of course, he thinks with one particular head over the other. And of course, he goes, oh God, I want the most beautiful woman in the world. And so, because every Greek wish is the original monkey paw, the most beautiful woman in the world happens to be Helen of Troy, wife of Menelaus, King Menelaus. I think it's Menelaus or Priam. It's Menelaus. And so, Aphrodite doesn't go, oh, well, sorry, she's taken. Would you take the second one? No, she goes and kidnaps Aphrodite. She kidnaps Helen, so she and Paris can be together. And of course, the War of Troy happens because of this, and millions of people die. And Paris is an idiot, and Aphrodite is the original shipper. But this is an operetta by Jacques Offenbach based on the story, but it's a satire. Because you see, in the original myth, Helen is just totally okay with being, carried away by this beautiful young man. In the operetta, she doesn't want anything to do with him because she's a faithfully married woman. And so hijinks ensue. But this is Prince Paris talking to a priest of Aphrodite, telling him about the crazy beauty pageant he just had to judge. So here is, because he was walking along the mountain, Mount Ida, as you do, and he happens upon 3 goddesses, as you do, and they tell him, hey, you're going to have to judge us, as they do.
Oh, mon dit à toi de ce quereuil dans un bois. Ce princesse la plus belle de nous 3, et que c'est liège pour enjôler le garçon, et que c'est liège en des drôles de façon, de drôles de façon. Dans ce bois passage, jeune homme, frère, c'est beau, c'est moi. Ça montagne d'une pomme, vous voyez bien le tableau. Oh, là est le beau jeune homme, arrêtez-vous. La plus belle de nous, et que sérieuse pour enjôler le garçon, et que sérieuse en des drôles de façon, de drôles de façon. L'une dit je me réserve mon pudeur, ma chasteté. Donne-le puis à Minerve la vérité. Et que c'est dieuse en des drôles de façon. L'autre dit je ma naissance en m'énerveille mon pas. Je puis l'emporter, je pense, dans le ceux ont de drôles de façons. Pour un joleux
garçon.
La troisième ne dit rien. Elle vit en même qu'Alcias vous l'entendez bien. Et voyez que c'est dièse et borangeole les garçons. Et voyez que c'est dièse et on est drôle de façon. On est drôle de façon.
Well, Malachi, that is entirely my fault because I kept going, no, it's noon. It's not, it's noon for me. It's 11 a.m. for everyone else. I am so sorry. Well, there was my high C, so I do have a high C this morning. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the other requests we've had. Oh, yes. Oh, God, yes. Okay, let me move this here, move that here. Let me find out where I put that. Let me move La Belle Hélène out. Ah, gosh darn it. Okay, it's number 10. All right. Okay, let me take La Belle Hélène out. I will be getting to some of these requests. Some of these are just probably better towards the end. Yes, Malachi, I will. Let's see. Okay, so here's a request. I have two Kurt Weill requests, so I figured I would be intelligent and try to be intelligent. And pair them together. So let me moon. What good would a moon be? Okay. So I'm going to pair these two Kurt Weill ones. What good would the moon be? Okay. But first, I'm going to sing the one that... So this is from the musical A Touch of Venus, because we just talked about Greek goddesses, so I thought we would do a nice little follow-up here by Mr. Kurt Weill. And this is a, well, let's put it this way. Have you ever been in a relationship where one person has no clue whatsoever how relationships work? Well, think of it this way. We have the protagonist he's engaged and he has been to a modern art museum and he finds a statue of the goddess Venus, who is the goddess of love, the Roman equivalent of Aphrodite. And he decides to, as a joke, to put a ring on her, his engagement ring on her. So you know where this is going. She comes to life. She falls madly in love with him. He doesn't want anything to do with her because he's engaged. So she sings this piece about how she just has no clue what's going on. She's a stranger in this place. So here we go.
Tell me, is love still a popular suggestion or merely an obsolete art? Forgive me for asking this simple question. I'm unfamiliar with his heart. I'm a stranger here myself. Why is it wrong to murmur I adore him when it's shamefully obvious I do? Does love embarrass him or does it bore him? I'm only waiting for my cue. I'm a stranger here myself. I dream of a day, of a gay, warm day with my face between his hands. Have I lost the path? Have I gone astray? I ask and no one understands. Love me or leave me, that seems to be the question. I don't know which tactics to use. But if he should offer a personal suggestion, how can I possibly refuse when I'm a stranger here myself? Please tell a stranger, by curiosity goaded, is there really any danger that love is now unmolded? I'm interested especially in knowing why you waste it. True romance is so fleshly, with what have you replaced it? What is your latest foible? Is gin rummy more exquisite? Is skiing more enjoyable? For heaven's sake, what is it? I can't believe that love has lost its glamour, that passion is simply passé. If romance is just a time in grammar, how can I ever find my way since I'm a stranger here myself? How can he ignore my available condition while he's Victorian views? You see here before you a Cheshire with a mission. I must discover the key to his ignition. And then if he should make a diplomatic proposition, how can I possibly refuse? When I'm a stranger here myself.
There we go. So now we're going to move to our second Kurzweil. Hold on, I can't stay. Our second suggestion, if I can find it. Heavens. Did not give me 1 second. I just need to add it to my my repository, because apparently I did not add it. Should be very easy. So quick, good. Okay. So the next selection is going to be What Good Would the Moon Be by Kurzweil, and it should be on my iCloud drive. What good? And at this point, I will close suggestions because I don't want to run over time because there is another event. Oh, what am I doing here? Here we go. Okay, I just need to get the PDF. Okay, there we go. So, this is from the opera Street Scene by Kurzweil. It is an opera that more or less deals with the loneliness of people living in a big city, feeling close next to each other, yet absolutely isolated. In this one, we have the character of Rose. She has been courted by her boss, she's offered her jewels and furs, and she doesn't love him. He knows she doesn't love him, but he still wants her. And she sings this song to him about, how useless those things are without love. So here we go.
I've looked in the windows at diamonds. They're beautiful, but they're cold. I've seen Broadway stars in fur coats that cost a fortune, or so I'm told. I guess I'd look nice in diamonds, and sables might add to my charms. But if someone I don't care for should buy them, I'd rather have two loving arms. What good would the moon be unless the right one shared its beams? What good do dreams come true be if love wasn't in diamonds or gold, but maybe there will be someone to love me, somehow who love just me, to have and to hold.
And now we're gonna go to our next selection real quick, andale andale paepa, to make sure I get everything in, or at least I try. Victor Carvalho, one of my favorite composers, living composers, Spanish, but he writes a lot of Latin American music as well, because he's fascinated with Latin American rhythm, and you know, who wouldn't be? This is a poem setting of the Jose Marti, Cuban poets, The Girl from Guatemala, which is based on a real story of a young girl who fell in love with him in Guatemala. He left. He was a cultural attaché at the time. He came back, married, and the girl threw herself in the river. And of course, Martí wrote a poem about it, sort of as a mea culpa. And Victor Carvalho did, I think, the ultimate setting of this piece.
Sombra de un ala, conta este cuento en flor, la niña de Guatemala, la que se murió de amor. Eran delirios los ramos y las orlas de reseda, y de jazmín la enterramos en una cama de seda. Ella dio al desmemoriado un alma niña de olor. Él volvió casado. Ella se murió de amor. Iban cargando ventanas, abismos y embajadores. Detrás iba el pueblo en tandas, todo cargado de flores. Ella, por volverlo a ver, salió a verlo al mirador. Él volvió con su mujer. Ella se murió de amor, como de bronce candente al beso de despedida. Era su frente, la frente que más he amado en mi vida. Se entró muy tarde en el río, la sacó muerta el doctor. Dicen que murió de frío, yo sé que murió de amor. Allí en la bóveda helada, la pusieron en dos bancos. Ese su mano afilada, ese sus zapatos blancos, callado al oscurecer, le llamó el enterrador. Nunca más he vuelto a ver a la memoria.
And now, thank you, Gabrielle. Thank you, Liberty. Stefan, now we're going to move to the next selection because I am running out of time and I've got two more. I've got this one and the other one. Yes, Krim and others. I'm doing this one, the other one. But first, the Pearl Fishers Duet. One of the most beautiful operas ever composed. The libretto is not good, but Bizet absolutely elevates this opera with sublime music, including the most beautiful duet ever written for two men. Nadir and Zurga are two old friends whose prior relationship was disrupted by their love of one woman. And in this, they reminisce about seeing her for the first time as this beautiful goddess wreathed in shadows, holding her hands out to the crowd. She's a priestess. And they decide that nothing will get in their way, and that they will cherish each other as friends. This, of course, does not work. It's an opera, so it all goes to hell pretty quickly. This is one of those other operas where a throuple or a polycule would have solved all issues and nobody would have to die. But you know, what you gonna do? So, with you, Au fond du temple saint, the Pearl Fishers Duet.
Au fond du temple saint, paré des places d'or, une femme apparaît, je crois la voir encore. La foule prosternée le regarde étonnée et mire tout bas, joyeuse de la déesse qui dans l'ombre se dresse vers nous dans les bras. Son voile se soulève. Oh, vision, oh rêve. La foule prit à genoux. Puisse être la niaise et charmante et bien belle. Puisse être la niaise qui descende parmi nous. Seule l'ambroise des soleils et la foule est à genoux. Mais à travers la foule et les souverains passages, sur le voile déjà où cache son visage. Mon regard, hélas, la cherche en vain. Elle fuit. Mais soudain, que les taches de salive,
que va le vent me consume,
ta mère me pousse sa main,
ta mère pousse sa main,
et nous crée la mort s'empare, et nous change l'ennemi.
non, que rien ne nous sépare,
Non, qui
que
est,
rien ne nous sépare,
non, qui est,
je veux rester
je
ravi,
veux rester,
je veux rester
je veux, ah oui, je veux rester.
Okay, eat loud. So now for the final request, because many of you have requested this, you evil people. Long story short, I once sang the Messiah, and I with the Asheville Choral Society, and I was the tenor. I ate before I performed this, and I said to myself, just a little salad, it's gonna be fine. Well, during the Every Valley portion of this, this enormous belch that could be heard around the world just came out of me, bounced back off the backstage of the auditorium and came back at me, and it almost ended the concert right then and there because people were trying not to die laughing. I haven't sung this in over a year because I only whipped this out for Christmas and whatnot, so pardon me if I'm a little rusty on this one because I haven't studied it, but let's give it a try. With you, Comfort Ye and Every Valley from the Messiah.
Comfort ye. Speak comfortably to Jerusalem. Speak comfortably to Jerusalem. And cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is voice of him that cried in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be exalted, shall be exalted, shall be exalted, shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill made low, the crooked straight, and the rough places plain, the crooked straight, and the rough places plain, and the rough places plain. Every valley shall be exalted. Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill made low, the crooked straight, and the rough places plain, and the rough places plain, and the rough places plain, the crooked straight, and the rough places plain.
All right, and with that, that is the end of my first opera jukebox here in Rosehaven. I hoped you enjoyed it. If you are new to Rosehaven, I really do encourage you to look around and explore the realm. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it's a place I call home here in Second Life. Thank you so much for Her Royal Highness for letting me commandeer the Longhouse and do my insanity here. This hopefully will not be the first of the first and last of the opera jukeboxes. I have started a new job, and the schedule may fluctuate, so I may not be able to do weekends in the mornings, but On whatever day offs I get, it will change month to month. I will try and schedule an opera jukebox there too. Thank you so much for being here. You're a wonderful audience. And if there are things that you want me to sing next time, keep my list. I will be adding to it as I get more accompaniment tracks. You will notice that some of the things I have sung at Varro are not there because I just figured I would have some things that I haven't sung in a while. But I will be adding some of the things I did in Varro, like some of the Zarzuela stuff as well, some of the Lieder as well, since I sang Beethoven's An die ferne Geliebte. I will not be doing that for Opera Jukebox because it's 14 minutes long. But thank you so much for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll go ahead and pick up my trash. I'll go ahead and